Hello and welcome to the talk show, and today we're going to be talking about the Labour Party. Labour is a left-wing, pro/anti-Brexit, socialist/centre-left party. So let's look at their policies. The Labour Party wants more state involvement in the economy. They want higher taxes, more nationalisation and public investment. Labour want the government to own the rail companies, Royal Mail, water companies and energy companies, and they want workers in the business that they work in to be able to easily own more of that company. In fact, businesses with over 250 employees would have to give 10% of their equity to their workers. Labour would also increase the minimum wage. They would also nationalise large parts of BT to provide full fibre free broadband for everybody by 2030. This is expected to cost the government upwards of £20 billion per year. Labour would double state investment in the economy, and to be able to do that, they would change the rules about borrowing. Currently, we measure the country's national debt, but Labour would change that to public sector net worth, which is where the value of the assets that the state owns cancels out the debt that was used to acquire them. This would allow the government to borrow loads more. Labour would be borrowing and spending hundreds of billions of pounds, raising serious concerns over whether the government would actually have time to spend this enormous pile of cash. There are also concerns about this enormous pile of debt that the government would be accumulating. However, Labour and the Conservatives dismiss these concerns by saying that we have record low interest rates, which means that we can borrow very cheaply. Labour's plan to nationalise major parts of the economy is a very radical step. The CBI estimates that it will cost the government £196 billion to buy up these companies. However, this estimate doesn't take into account the value of the assets that the government would have after buying them. The total tax increases that they are proposing would amount to an extra £83 billion. The Labour Party has a famously very confused policy on Brexit, created by the divides between the Labour Party and Jeremy Corbyn. The official policy is that if the Labour Party were to get a majority in Parliament, it would go to the European Union, negotiate a new deal, and then put that back to the people in the form of a second referendum. Jeremy Corbyn would stay neutral on the deal, not saying whether he supports it or opposes it. And then, of course, there are those 19 Labour MPs who voted to leave the European Union with Boris Johnson's deal without any consultation of the public whatsoever. Just like they've done with other public bodies, Labour would be throwing hundreds of billions of pounds at the National Health Service. They also promised that they would spend £1 billion on early years centres, opening 1,000 new centres across the country. They would also scrap tuition fees and SATs and replace Ofsted. They would also try and integrate private schools more into the public sector. Labour has a very heavy-handed government approach to solving the climate crisis. They aren't too bothered about private business investing in things like renewable energy, so they would have the government do it themselves. These policies include the government spending £60 billion on making our homes more energy efficient, making our energy greener by the state controlling it rather than encouraging private energy companies to invest in renewable electricity. They also support massively expanding public transport to try and replace private vehicles, and they promote a Green New Deal. Other policy includes working towards a 4-day working week. So that's what the Labour Party would do if they were elected to power. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.